Okay, guys, I'm here today with Brian Glick. Huge honor for me. And guys, Brian is one of the best instructors at IBJJFanatics.com, and also like the first black belt from John Denner.
Yeah, one of the first for sure.
One of the first. Yeah. Oh, that's all. And you have been training for John for the last like 20, 30 years.
Yeah, it's forever. I mean, really, literally, he was the first person I met when I walked into Renzo Gracie
awesome.
Academy. Yeah, it was amazing. It was just a weird. It happened to be, and when I came in, there was a guy who was there behind the desk, and no one else was in the academy.
What was John?
It was, I didn't know it was a guy with long hair.
Long hair.
Yeah, long hair, and I was like, I don't, how do I get started? And he gave me a schedule.
There you go.
And I said, I don't have a uniform. He said, oh, you can, we'll give you one, you can rent one when you come. And I was like, okay. It turns out that it was John. Yeah, first guy ever.
That's a great story. And anyways, so guys, Brian, this week he's showing an entire structure all about turtle and front headlock escapes. And today he's going to show us here the best way to escape from the seatbelt, which I think might be the most popular turtle attack in Jiu-Jitsu, right?
Yeah.
The one that everybody goes to take the backhand.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Now that so many people are learning how to wrestle and they're getting more comfortable, you're seeing people using different kinds of grips, body lock grips or chest lock grips. But I still think that the seatbelt from Turtle is like most people's go-to.
Yep.
And there's a good reason for it, as you know. Whenever you're in turtle position and someone has a seatbelt, there's always the threat of the strangle. You're one of your instructors, Marcelo was known for seatbelt attack from top turtle. And he was so good at it that he was even strangling people no hooks off of that position. Yep. So it just kind of gives you a sense, a lot of times when people are thinking about turtle position or seatbelt attacks, it's like, oh, well, the person has your back or the hooks are in. But it's such a threat because, even if they don't have the hooks in and there's not that great connection, it's still really, you've got to be worried,
Yep.
And I spent a lot of time being strangled. So I think, I think that, eventually figuring some of this stuff out was helpful. And of course, John taught me everything I know. So I don't make any claims to have figured anything out myself. But
but everybody has different flavors.
Yeah.
So you teach what John teaches with your flavor, which is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Brian, you already showed me the move that you're gonna show here, which is how to escape off the seatbelt. And I love it that you don't even let the person lock the seatbelt, right? It's almost like you get out of the seatbelt without locking the seatbelt.
Yeah, whenever possible. I think there's a rule that people can follow when they're dealing with grips from front headlock and turtle, and we're going to cover this more in the video series, but the idea is that anytime you can keep hands separated, that's a good idea. And because people are looking to transition like from front headlock, they're in front of you to behind you, they're often unlocking their hands so they can move. It's really hard to move around behind somebody without unlocking your hands. So you're seeing that. And if you can intercept the grip and keep the hands separated, you have a lot of opportunity to go on counterattacks. And then what I'll do is show that. And then we'll also talk a little bit about what happens when the person has the grip and you can't separate. Because I think you need to be able to do both, all right? All right, so from a situation where, actually let's rotate this way. So a situation where we're here and we find that our partner has made it around our back and initially they have, their hands are not fully locked yet. Okay, a general rule of thumb that we like to follow is we want to, first of all, of course, hide our chin. But we can do that in a way where even if our partner's hand is on our bicep, we can cover our cheek with our shoulder in such a way where it creates kind of like a guideline and it passes the hand. So Bernardo, even as you go to slide your hand into the strangle, go ahead here, it passes it directly to our primary defensive arm, okay? And this here is gonna make a big difference for us. So once we get to here and we can cover our partner's knuckles with our hand, we're gonna immediately go from one hand control to two.
Okay.
All right? Because one hand against one hand is not a good option. It's like there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. But once we get a 2-on-1 connection here, now we can start to become a little bit more offensive. It's hard, even if you were to try to do something with the other arm, it's going to be a little difficult. You can punch through and it's a little weird. So the next thing we want to do is we want to create a little bit of an off balance. Okay, now most of the time when we're underneath here, what we're trying to do is create a separation. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to push into the person here to create a little bump, and that's going to allow us to open space between our hip and our partner's hips. Now we can't hang out here because we don't want our partner starting to like run around behind us. So we're going to fall here, we're going to control here, and we're going to sit back a bit. You take this foot, bring it to the inside, and we still have a grip on our partner's wrist. Now from here, we're going to sit up and face our partner, and we're going to move directly to an arm drag grip. Now there are a lot of different reactions that the top person can give. If they were to sit back from here, that's fine. A lot of times here we'll post and start to look to come up. But remember that your partner just lost a really good position. So often what's happening is they're crowding forward. So we're going to look to take our partner's arm across the center line, and we're going to make use of this butterfly hook. We're going to tilt our body back. We're going to use the butterfly hook to sweep and knock our partner over. And then from here, you can come up on top, pull the arm, and pass it through. So the idea is that we get comfortable hand fighting and keeping our partner's hands separated, not through strength, but actually through like a posture. Because if you can get your cheek by your shoulder, when the person goes to pass the arm through here, they kind of pass it right here. And now from here, we can keep the arms separated. As soon as this happens, we can create a little separation, step the leg up and sit. And now from here, we're in the drag position. We tilt, lift, and take our partner over. And then from here, we're able to get up on top.
Oh, Brian, I love the detail that you use with your cheek. I had never seen that before. I have seen like people blocking the arm as you did. But what you do with the cheek, it's almost like you create some delay for them to reach out the hand, and then the second hand comes and blocks. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Can I see again?
Yeah. So when we're here, if you have your cheek separated from your shoulder, like I can get to here, but you probably feel kind of strong here.
Yeah. My other hand is going to
and that. You can see like when I go to bring my chin inside, it's blocked by your forearm.
It's too late.
Yeah. So when
Man,
when
this is
we
beautiful.
come here,
yeah. So my hand. There's only a certain point that my hand can go.
Yeah, exactly. And then now from here, that's the space that we need, and then we're drawing our partner onto us. Yeah. Yes. So, it's like these little details. I mean, it's stuff that, John's taught over the years.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Oh, Brian, you do something similar when they're in front of you in the front headlock as well, right?
Yeah, you can do something similar. That's exactly right. So it's funny, like when the person is behind you, of course, you can't see what's going on. And that is, even though it doesn't seem like it would make a big difference, it does kind of make a difference. When the person is directly in front of you, their chest is on your upper back. It's not good, but when they're behind you and they can cover more of your back, you're always carrying more of their weight and you really feel the connection, okay? So when we're here in front, the same idea. If possible, I want to intercept this grip, okay? And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to kind of shrug our shoulder here. So as the hand comes through, right, we're going to allow it to pass from the shoulder here to our own hand. And here's a simple rule you can follow, that when your partner's strangling with their right hand, your right hand is the main one that needs to be defending. And then once we get this grip now, it's not that easy for you to take your hand back. We'll double up once again, and then the same thing. From here, we'll sit, so we'll just kind of swish our feet, and we're going to create like a pump handle where we bring our head to the outside, and this should look exactly like the last move. Now from here, we sit up, put our foot in the middle, and we can use the arm drag to off-balance.
It's the same principle. Use cheek first, and then you block the hand, both hands, sit, and arm drag.
Exactly, yeah. And it's in, what's nice about this, like a lot of jiu-jitsu is like this, where like skills will transfer from one position to the other. So like the defense from turtle seatbelt with the open hands, the defense from front headlock, and even defense from the back. So like if you have rear mount, the hand fighting rules are kind of the same. So like from here, if I ever feel like we're transitioning and you haven't locked your hands, I usually want to have my chin down so that you can't easily slip through. And then we follow that same rule where we have your right arm attacking and my opposite hand is defending here.
Yep.
Okay, so it's kind of like goes across, and then from here we can look to pump handle, and we know all of these escapes where we're working our way back. So there's a lot of similarity when you're talking about grip fighting.
You got it.
From rear mount, front headlock, turtle position.
So if you understand the principles, you can apply for all those different scenarios.
I think so, yeah. And that's one of the things that we're going to do in this video is we're going to do, of course, like technique, and you need to be able to do techniques to escape the position, but also talk about the high level principles, because I think that, I don't know, like I feel like when you and I were, you know, white belts and blue belts, you would learn a move, but maybe not know why to do it. You know, like it was just, you kind of do this and then you do this. And one of the great things about jiu-jitsu now, and partly through BJJ Fanatics, is that you're getting high level instructors and they're teaching not just what to do, but why to do it.
I agree.
And so I think learning that,
and all the ifs as well. If this happens,
right.
if that happens, and that's the thing you cannot find on YouTube and Instagram. You know? Like, it's all the ifs and the, no, I fully agree.
Yeah. So you get those principles, and so in the video we try to go through like what's similar, you know, because so much jiu-jitsu, there's just like, you know, there are a million positions and a million ways things could go, but it's like sometimes I think for people who are just getting started, or even people who are like going gi to no gi, or, you know, especially if you're a little older getting started and you feel like you don't have as much runway as a younger person who's got no responsibilities or less responsible, is like you need to see what positions and techniques have in common, not just what makes them different. You know, like why is the X guard different than Ashigarami single leg X? You need to know what makes them the same.
Yep.
And then you can, like, when you see things that are different, you can start to understand what the principles are behind them. So I think that's kind of a big thing.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. And no, I like the idea of turtle and front headlock escapes, because those are two threads in jiu-jitsu. If someone goes to your back and you don't know how to escape, the match is done.
Yeah.
And the front headlock, as you said, now it's growing more and more and more. People are doing more wrestlings and that. And so I think this is a really good idea. Like, just separate a topic only for that. You know. Like,
yeah, and I think it's something. You know, the previous video we did was pin escapes. When you do jiu-jitsu, I think people spend time on like how to escape the mount, how to escape rear mount, how to escape side control, but like escape from turtle, escape from front headlock, it's not covered as much. And it's not that it's necessarily harder. I just think that people don't know as much, and so it's this kind of, you know, people like you can shine a little flashlight on it and it's not as scary, you know, and then we can get people doing it and feel more comfortable with it.
No, I fully agree. Yeah. So guys, it's gonna be at BJJFanatics.com very soon. Maybe by the time we're watching, it's already there. And I love the name of the series as well, right? Only Way Out.
Only Way Out.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So it's part of the series Only Way Out, and it's gonna be at BJJFanatics.com very soon. Maybe by the time we're watching, it's already there. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks so much, Brian.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.